So it would seem that the localizer stuff is heating up yet again. That's because the person who decided she was going to change a line in Dragon's Maid, you know what it is, it got changed from being about how everyone was saying that the person should do something, so they tried toning down the exposure. Got changed to, oh, those pesky patriarchal societal demands were getting on my nerves, so I changed clothing. So it got changed. And this made big waves in the fandom of anime dubs for a long time. The woman who directed the show, at least the dubbing part of the show, Funimation ADR director Jamie Marchi, now Crunchyroll, has always come out and criticized people who have criticized her. I've done a bunch of videos on this. Check those out if you want full details. This is kind of a quick summary. All of this is blown up because of localizer drama, because localizers have always been shitty. I'm going to show you something in a minute after this part of the video. They've always been doing this. And she is one of the worst people in the industry because she constantly attacks people and she never takes responsibility. Asmongold got wind of this recently, has been covering it, which I think is fantastic because the guy has a massive platform. And the more eyes on this stuff, the better, because it brings pressure to the companies to actually finally address this bullshit. Japanese people have been finding out about it too. I don't know if it was in this one or not. Yeah, here's somebody talking about it right here. Kind of a big thing. So this is the official Japanese Common American account. I hear that comic actually has quite a few fans over in Japan. So since I would assume this guy follows American stuff too, he's been following it, or she. I don't know anything about this account because I can't read Japanese. But this isn't the only Japanese account I've seen following this stuff. Quite a few Japanese influencers have been covering this. Japanese YouTube has been covering this. It's gotten bigger than it ever has been. And I'm hoping it would be beautiful if this happened, if Toei and all of these Japanese anime and manga studios over in Japan actually saw this and said something. So, yeah, let's get these people out of the industry. That's what I think. They've done nothing but damage to everything. But let's take a look at some of the new stuff. So she actually responded to Asmongold. He responded to her, too. Listen to this. This was her response over on TikTok. She decided to respond by basically saying, F you. I'm not going to play the whole thing because the whole thing is her talking about how he has 2 million followers and he attacked her, apparently. So she has a very mature response for a 40-something-year-old woman. Let's take a listen to her response to Asmongold and his fans that have been criticizing her.
Well, who gives a shit? Somebody makes an allegation against me and now somehow I have to respond to it? No. I don't have to say anything. Who gives a fuck? Thank you for your time.
But you are responding in a snarky, shitty way that just makes people not like you even more. That's what's crazy about this. But Asmongold responded and basically told her, go F yourself as well. And why don't you take accountability for what you've done? Oh, you don't want to do that. He had a great response. Asmongold responded to Jamie Marchi's video, says the reason why she's doing it is because she can make it about me rather than what she's doing. So it's like, well, I'm just being attacked by this random guy. It actually has nothing to do with what I'm saying. She's just deflecting. They think that not only are they right, but they think that they have a moral mandate. They think they can just tell other people what is and isn't right. That's why they have such a big ego. He continues, I'm broadcasting my stream, I'm broadcasting my content out to the public, and then people are responding to it because that's what they can do. I'm so sick of these pussies that go out and cry and complain whenever they get pushback in a public space. In response to Marchi claiming that she's been sent certain kinds of threats, Asmongold says, well, I guess let's just stop talking about anything that you do because there are some crazy people on the internet that are nuts. Now we can't talk about anything. Imagine what the logic behind that is. You're never going to change her mind on this. Any of you guys that are tweeting at her are trying to explain why she's wrong, you're not going to convince her. You can't use logic for a person that doesn't use logic. He's right. She's never actually responded, really. She kind of tried a little bit, and everybody called it out as bullshit recently, so she went back to attacking people again. She and Monica Rial, who for some reason are in every anime, by the way. It's kind of funny that they're always cast over and over and over and over and over again. Kind of funny. It's almost like there's a little group of people that have monopolized all of the roles that are friends with each other and only give it to their friends. And if they don't like you, they'll have you kicked out. It's kind of funny how that works. But this has been really interesting to watch, and I think this could be the situation to finally get people in Japan to notice. But like I was saying earlier, I want to show you this article. This was sent to me on Twitter, and I thought it was interesting because it's from 2022, right? So it's a little older, but it kind of shows you that this localizer thing has been a problem for a few years now at least. I would imagine it goes back. I mean, I talked about in a previous video about Skies of Arcadia and how the translators just literally said they just made up the shit, which is not what you're supposed to do. That's not your job. But this River City Girls Zero, I remember this. I think I talked about this actually, now that I've got it pulled up. But basically, they offered a literal translation, and they also offered a localized translation. And the localizers got pissed because they thought that this would only support the people that call them out for doing a shitty job and giving them more ammo, which it did, because, of course, the localizers removed things that they deemed sexist or a little too colorful for English audiences because they're the moral authority. Yeah, I want a literal translation. I don't mind if I have to go look up what this is in Japan and learn about their culture. It's honestly one of the things that I like about anime and manga. Like, oh, well, that's interesting. I didn't know that they did that over there, or I didn't know this was a thing. It's part of the fun. At least that's my opinion on it. But, you know, they want to take this medium, and they've always wanted to change Japan. And Japan, at least as of right now, isn't changing. So they'll just interject their bullshit into the products that come over here. And a lot of people don't like that. I don't like it. This is why I think the AI translation might fix this problem. But it's just so wild to me. And I really wish that the executives that run these companies over in Japan would take notice and fix this, because I can't imagine they would like any of this. I would have to think that they would want to have the integrity of their products at the highest standard possible. Want to hold it to the highest standard possible. So anyway, that's hopefully the thing. I don't know. Anyway, what are your thoughts on all this? I would like to hear from you. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and Locals, and I will see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my Locals.